I degrafted a few lophophora grafts that are approximately 2 years on the graft, and I just wanted to share how the proof of concept harvesting, how it turns out after it corks and I cut it. It kind of looks like I cut the taproot. You can see it's wrinkling and it's very hard. And this was cut maybe 2 weeks ago, not even. And it's starting to root a little bit. There's some root nubs. Here's another one. And this one is pretty ugly since it's quite bloated. And this one looks a little bit better, but it's also not my favorite. But here you can also see that for someone that wasn't aware that this was the skin was harvested, it somewhat looks like the harvest cut the taproot. It's wrinkling, it's a darker shade, and it's also rooting, starting to root from root nubs. This one is part of the time-lapse videos that will be published Friday, and I degrafted another 2 lophophoras, and it did not get sunburn. Maybe it's from the glass. Others were mentioning that the glass filters a bit of the UV radiation, so I wasn't able to get it to get sunburn. But it's already starting to compact into more flat growth, and yeah, I should get around to repotting these or just checking out the taproots, since I'm a little bit interested to see if the treatment that I did caused any changes in the taproot. And these are the other 2 lophophoras that I degrafted. These were not harvested, and they have the traditional flat cut, so it's flush with the flesh. And this one as well. And I mean, it's whatever, really. Long term, it shouldn't matter much, but I do prefer how the skin looks on the pre-cut, pre-harvested lophophoras. And so everyone's aware how it looks when you do the proof of concept harvesting. You can see it's still grafted. The skin corks and it gets quite rough, and it vaguely looks like the taproot. So when I degraft this, I would remove the stalk and make a flat cut, removing any dead skin and the rest of the rootstock. This one came out quite well. It's still growing, so I'm leaving it grafted for longer. And this one as well also has the harvests. It's starting to outgrow the original cut, but you can still see it. And if I'm not mistaken, this is either going cresseted or it's going dichotomous. I think it's the 2-headed one. This did receive a treatment approximately 2 years ago, so it is possible. But if it does actually go cresseted, the actual success rate and the turnaround rate is very high, so it's you treat it and you have no idea if it actually works out or not. But if it does, it'll be a nice surprise. Since this is already a time-lapse video, it'll turn out very nice in the future if it does actually become a cresseted lophophora williamsi. And I should also get around to grafting this on a different stock, but I don't like it too much. Since I'm doing an update on some lophophoras, this was an experiment to see if the taproot grew better or faster if I removed a majority of the root nubs and kept only one to see if it forms a fatter or a thicker taproot. And it just keeps regrowing more roots, so it's not any benefit. See, this one was the control. It has a lot more roots. I wouldn't say it's further along, but I don't think it makes much of a difference. It could be my inorganic soil mix. Maybe if it were a bit more organic, it'll have faster roots, but we'll see. And then a few different lophophoras. It's quite plump. This was a degraft, as was this. I haven't repotted anything in the past 2 years. This is from the proof of concept harvesting. It's regrown. The negative from this experiment is the taproot on the control was much larger to start with, and this one was quite small, so the comparison isn't that great, but it's still going on. I'm still collecting the time lapse. I think as far as maturity, they're fairly equal, and the size, there is a size difference, but again, this one started with a larger taproot, so it would have more energy and uptake more nutrients, I guess. And just a few more grafts that I don't really collect time lapses or share too much. They're just pups that I remove and regraft. I don't even use a cling wrap or anything. I just place it on, and there's a fairly high success rate. This one's taking a little while to take off, but it has taken. And I have a few. I'm just trying to multiply and try to get more seeds. This one's about to bloom. And yeah, that's it for the lophophora updates. This mammillaria is about to bloom as well. Hopefully I can get across.